Washing wigs. Washing wigs requires a little bit of special knowledge. Unfortunately, you can't just pop your wig on and go showering like normal, lather, rinse, repeat. It's not going to work out very well because you're going to damage the fibers, you're going to just damage your poor wig. We're going to show you a few ways of washing a wig. How to get skin paint, makeup, stuff like that out of your wig. This is my Homestuck wig. This has a lot of gray skin paint in it. This is my Carcat wig. Carcat sadly looks like he has aged a bit. Underneath looks like the normal color, the natural, nice, jet black color that I want. Up top is another story. My hands have obviously touched it over time. This wig has not been washed in years. Some wigs get a nice odor to it. Now, if you're just wanting to get rid of head odor on your wig and it's mostly lying within your actual weft, if the odor is coming from your weft, you're going to just wash the weft carefully. You might even just get a sponge and just lightly start washing. Some dry shampoos can help with that, just getting rid of the odor and sweat.
You don't always want to shampoo your wigs, but sometimes it just gets so bad you have to. What you're going to use is, again, normal hair product, so actual shampoo. Any average shampoo for your hair, preferably not the super cheap dollar store stuff, but normal shampoo will work on wigs, especially short wigs. So you never want to use super hot water because super hot water will also stretch the fibers of your wig. So lukewarm, as chill as you can stand it water. And you're going to wet your whole wig down and then gently shampoo it and then rinse it. So as you could see while I was wetting that down, I always run the water in the direction of the fibers. So you never flip your wig upside down and rinse it this way. You always just want your water going in the direction of your fibers. You're even going to be running your hands through it in the direction of your fibers. Never go against the grain with wigs. When you're running them through the gentle water, always grip them up at the forehead part of the wig because it's your strongest part of your wig. You're going to use a lot less than you would use in your hair. So when you're going to use just a teeny tiny amount of shampoo, a little bit goes a long way. So you're going to work your shampoo in along the weft of the wig, along the lay of the wig, and you can just gently finger it through. You can see where your suds are. Never rumple the wig, just kind of gently separate the fibers, and that's about the best way to get any gunk out of your wig, is to just kind of very gently take your time, wash it out as best as you can. You may have to add a little bit more water as you go so that you can rinse things through. And just work your soap from base to tip all the way through the wig. You can also sometimes get up inside of your wig, so place your hand where your head would go to hold it and make it a little bit easier. You can give your fibers little squeezies throughout the length of them. That helps get your soap worked through without causing too much damage to your wig. You don't want to leave the soap on for too long because it will start to kind of break down your fibers, just like it's breaking down the stuff it's taking off of your fibers. So the less time that you work with it and the less time your soap's on it, the better. I rinsed it the same way that I washed it. I just gently flowing water this way. You can also place it in about an inch of water and just kind of smush it down to get the soaps out of it. Never brush a wet wig. That will pretty much instantaneously start stretching and tearing your fibers. So after you have done the shampoo, you want to take normal hair conditioner, or if you have it, wig conditioner, and rub that all over your hands, and you're going to gently thread that through the entire wig. This stuff you can leave on for 5 minutes. You can leave it on for a long time. This is good for your wig. Another thing, if you have a really badly damaged wig, a technique that can be used on it is, oddly enough, plain yogurt. The kind you can get in the grocery store, doesn't have any flavors or sugars in it, but you soak the wig in plain yogurt for a long period of time, and it can help repair some damaged fibers in synthetic wigs. It's a weird technique, but I've used it before, and it was a miracle work. Surprisingly, allowed me to brush through a very long wig that had a lot of damage to it. And if you're using the yogurt technique, you put the yogurt throughout the wig the same way you would apply the conditioner. You let it set for overnight. You let it sit for 24 hours to let it kind of fill in the gaps in those fibers and help with some of the damage. So, but you apply it pretty much the same way you would apply the conditioner here, which is to just finger it through all of the strands. We're going to give this guy a rinse and then a gentle pat down, and then he's going to be allowed to dry before we ever touch a brush to him. So when it feels like you've got all of the conditioner out of it and you've rinsed it really, really well, you want to give it very gentle squeeze dries. It's going to have little drips off of the end. Then you take a normal towel, kind of open it up, put your wig inside, make sure all the fibers are laying nice and flat, and you can just kind of pat dry some of the excess moisture. Then you will want to pop your little wig onto a wig head, preferably, or anywhere you can keep it nice and open, and let it air dry until it's completely dry all the way through. That includes the fibers and the wefting. You don't ever want to store a wet wig. You don't ever want to brush a wet wig. You don't ever want to use a hair dryer on a wig unless it is marked as heat resistant. But even then, if you don't have to, if you don't need it rapidly dry, air drying is the best thing you can do for your wig. So just leave it open somewhere where it can just dry on its own. So just to give you an idea of doing the same sort of thing with a long wig, preferably avoid shampooing a long wig if you can, because they're a lot harder to take care of afterward if they get the dry feeling. This particular wig is one I would definitely use that yogurt technique on, because if you can see just the damage and the matting that we're working with here, and the reason that fibers mat up is because they get little teeny tiny micro tears in them, and it causes them to stick to each other and mat when they get tangled. The thing that the yogurt does is it actually helps fill in those teeny tiny micro tears. So I would take this wig and soak it overnight in a big bowl of yogurt and finger the yogurt through all of the strands of the wig to help me with some of those mats and taking care of those. When you're washing a wig of this length, make sure you watch that your wig fibers don't get washed down the drain. So you're going to run your water super gentle over it. You can even lay the wig down in the bottom of the tub and lay it in an inch or two of water, and you can pat your hands through it to get the water run through it as you're washing and conditioning the wig. Just make sure that your fibers aren't going all over the place. Make sure you try and keep the whole wig in a line the entire time you're washing, rinsing, and conditioning it.
Now the wig is completely washed and dried. We just let it air dry, and then we took a little bit of a brushing to it. It needs a little bit of styling again, but it is back to its original color. No gray skin paint anywhere in it. We hope that this tutorial has been helpful. Comment down below on tutorials that you would like to see. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more, and we will see you next time.
Thank you all so much for watching.
We'll see you next time
on Cosplay Basics.